Welcome to Bed Crime Stories Podcast. I'm your host, T, and if true crime is your jam and like me, you enjoy delving into unsolved cases, trying to figure out who done it, please consider subscribing. Also, if you find value in my content, please hit that like button. I was thinking today about other cases where children have gone missing and how their parents behave. Cases like 12-year-old Marc Klaas. When she went missing, her father Marc immediately became her advocate, fighting to find his daughter. Sadly, Polly was later found deceased, the victim of a truly evil man, Richard Allen Davis. Marc Klaas went on to found the Klaas Kids Foundation in 1994 to help other families of missing children navigate the waters when the unthinkable happens and their child goes missing. How different Marc Klaas reacted to his daughter's disappearance than Don Wells and Candus Bly. Klaas rose up to the occasion and did all he could to help find his daughter, and then to see to it that the person responsible for her death was punished. Here's a snippet from Marc Klaas at Davis's sentencing.
And Mr. Davis, when you get to where you're going, say hello to Hitler, say hello to Dahmer, and say hello to Bundy.
Then we have Brian Mackenzie's mother, Frances Gaines, who searched for 2 years straight to find her son, who disappeared on September 27th of 2019. Frances described searching in scary locations, talking to troubled people, spending every free minute of her life looking for her son Brian. Tragically, Brian's Jeep was eventually found in a pond on August 29th of 2021 with his remains inside. His mother pushed herself to the limits to advocate on behalf of her missing son. Here's a snippet of Frances's chat with Chris McDonough of The Interview Room.
Doing okay?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to hang in there.
So tell us about Brian. What do you want to share with the world?
My son has a great character. He had a great character. It's hard to say that, because I'm still in that denial of separation a little bit. I had that complicating grieving going on where I have a lot of anger in my heart because of the circumstances. He's a hard worker.
Did you hear Frances catch herself using the present tense and then say how painful and hard it was to use the past tense and the denial she felt? How different is Frances to Don and Candus? Frances searched for 2 years straight. She wasn't out fishing. She wasn't drinking herself into a puddle every night, even though, God knows, she probably had every reason to drown her sorrows. Did you hear Frances use the present tense and then stop herself and use the past tense and talk about how she was still in a state of denial and grief, not wanting to admit that Brian was gone? How very different from the Wells, who went straight to the past tense when talking about their daughter Summer, right in their very first interview with reporters. From the very beginning, they've been using the past tense. How very different. And what about missing mother of two, Maya Migliete? Her sister Maricris and her brother-in-law Richard immediately formed their own search party from day one that Maya was missing. Every single weekend, Maricris and Richard continue to search for Maya. They don't shun the cameras. They don't run from interviews. They proactively seek the spotlight to get the word out about Maya. How different are they from Candus Bly, who we heard from Allie Harris and Leslie was refusing to speak with law enforcement from the very beginning on the evening that Summer went missing, and who ran out of an interview on Dr. Phil because she said it wasn't helping her, and she said that she felt interrogated. Parents who truly aren't involved in their child's disappearance don't run from law enforcement. They don't refuse to answer questions. Instead, they're calling the police for updates. They're looking for opportunities to share their child's story. Now, we know Don Wells is stuck in jail right now, so he's pretty much unable to do very much. But what about Candus? How is it that she's okay going fishing, going to a country music concert, running around with the likes of Ernie Shell and BK? Why isn't she reaching out to someone like Chris McDonough of The Interview Room, as Frances Gaines did, and Maricris and Richard did? We've all given Don Wells and Candus Bly ample opportunity to talk about Summer, to get her story out, to scream her name from the rooftops. We've scoured interviews looking for answers. What have Don and Candus done? I keep an eye on the case because of one person and one person only, Summer Wells. Her parents? Well, in my opinion, if the decision to cover a missing child's case was based on the degree to which the parents were sounding the alarm, Summer would not be getting all this attention. We don't do it for her parents. We do it because of her parents. Specifically because they aren't actively looking for Summer, and they never have been. We do it for Summer because she doesn't have a voice. Her parents aren't out there advocating for her. So we, strangers who've never met this little girl, have to do it. And we do it because we love her. Even though we've never met her, we love her. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories.